you are an investor who is seeking to diversify your investment portfolio, specifically in real estate, but you don't know where to start, this video is for you. Hello, my name is Sadife and I have been with Nomad Capitalist for about 5 years now, helping people go where they're treated best. So today, what I want to talk about is a hidden gem in Europe. With Europe being so popular, especially people wanting to go to Greece and Italy, a lot of people miss out on more of the Eastern European side. And the coastlines are beautiful, the investments are great. So it would be a very good starting point for someone who wants to diversify the investment portfolio in one of those countries. The country that I'm going to specifically talk about today is Albania. Wonderful coastlines in the Adriatic and Ionian Sea. Now, because obviously Albania is an emerging country, currently prices are on the lower side, but as the country is developing, the prices are also going up quite a bit when it comes to real estate. You have plenty of options to choose from. You can choose a seafront property with sometimes as low as $100,000. Obviously, there needs to be some sort of renovation added on to bring it up to the property having potential to either being rented out or resold, depending on what you're seeking to do. But there are a lot of options to choose from. Some very nice areas to look at when you're exploring the investment in real estate in Albania is obviously the capital, Tirana, which is a bit of a busier city all year round. What you can also opt for is cities like Vlorë, Sarand, which are more touristy areas. I mean, they're on the coast. It's very beautiful, and if you decide to purchase a property that you can rent out, I mean, would be very appealing because there's a lot of tourists visiting these cities. You have very beautiful areas as well, which are smaller, like kind of villages, like Ksamil, which is beautiful. It's called the Bora Bora of the Balkan or Europe. I think you have plenty of cities to choose from. Now, with the real estate investment that you will be potentially making in Albania, you can actually get a residency permit through that as well. So Albania does offer a residency permit on the basis of real estate purchase. What is very good about this particular program is that you do not need to invest a certain amount because the government doesn't impose a restriction or a minimum investment when it comes to qualifying for this residency. So, I mean, if you find a property that is worth $30,000, you can buy that and that's enough to qualify you for the residency. Obviously, I mean, generally the market is a bit more expensive than that. But my point being is that you can purchase whatever real estate at whatever price, and you can qualify for the residency on that basis. When it comes to the real estate investment residency, what's interesting is that if you are a US citizen who is applying, that physical presence is not usually that checked. So you can actually spend less than 183 days in Albania and still potentially qualify for the passport. So how it works is that initially you get the temporary residency, which is again renewable every year. After 5 years, you can switch it to a permanent residency permit, or if you spend time in the country, you can eventually apply for citizenship. Another important detail and something very appealing is that in order to qualify for the residency through the real estate purchase, that real estate doesn't have to be fully owned by you. So what you can do is own it with, like another investor or two other investors, as long as you own 50% of the property. So ideally, if there's two people wanting to get the residency permit or wanting to invest in Albania, they would each own 50% of that property, which will enable both people to actually get the residency permit. So as you can see, the Albanian law does give you this freedom of choosing. You're not limited to a certain area of a country, you're not limited to a certain price, and you're not limited to full ownership. So it is a bit more flexible. Now, with this particular real estate purchase, you actually get the residency permit, which is valid for 1 year. This residency permit needs to be renewed every year, and it's renewed as long as you maintain ownership of the property that you initially qualified for. So physical presence is actually not required to maintain this residency permit, but will be required later on if you decide to proceed with the citizenship application. So if you obviously purchase that real estate, get the residency permit, and years go by, you want to actually qualify for citizenship as well, that is a possibility, as I mentioned. So citizenship, though, is only possible if you spend a certain amount of time in the country. So if you're spending every year at least 183 days in Albania, you can qualify to make the citizenship application in about 5 or 6 years. Now, even though the law says 5 years, in practice, it's actually a bit longer than that. It might be like 6, maybe even 7 at some times, depending on the workload, of the government, like bureaucracy, all of that. But usually, you need to invest your physical presence in the country in order to get the citizenship. Another option, which is actually a permanent residency, is by investing at least 2 million euros in the strategic sector of the Republic of Albania. Now, the strategic sector is tourism, technology, those sectors. So what you need to prove is that you have invested this amount and that you have created jobs for 100 Albanian citizens for at least 1 year. So this route will bring you to a permanent residency permit. Now, in comparison to the real estate route, this one is not that sought after. I mean, it's a bit more expensive, so obviously it's not the best option. I would say the easiest one would be obviously just going through the real estate residency option, because it's cheaper and it is also very easy to obtain. If you're interested in this option, or just in general, if you're interested in diversifying your portfolio and getting different residency permits, citizenships in different areas of the world, here at Nomad Capitalist, we can help with that. We have specific team members that are located in different areas of the world, including Albanian-speaking team members such as myself, which can help you dive in deeper into these particular markets. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave them down below, and we'll be more than happy to answer them. If you have any ideas that you want to learn more about, you can also let us know, and make sure to watch all of our other content.